You ready?
Oh yeah.
You already know
Hey. So excited, so excited, so excited, so excited. Good morning, good morning. Hey, we're working out our technical stuff, but it's Keisa, half of the duo of Keisa and
Joe.
Joe. He's over there. He's doing some technical stuff, y'all. But look, oh, it gets better and better. Like I'm so
Good morning.
excited.
What's going
Hey,
on? Where you
going
been?
on?
So you in studio now.
I'm in studio this week.
What's up, y'all? What's up, TikTok? What's up, Facebook? What's up, Instagram? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy.
It's what? No, let me do this.
Go
Let me
ahead,
do
go
the
ahead, go ahead,
honors.
go ahead.
It's your boy Joe Lockett.
And it's your girl, Keisa. What's going on with you, baby girl? You good?
I'm good. Yeah.
You know, I'm super excited today.
Yeah.
Welcome into the show, y'all. To Keisa and Joe show. We're down at the Filter Parlor, Coffee Parlor right now.
Yes.
We're gonna be getting our butterscotch coffee here real soon.
Yes.
But you know something? I'm super excited today.
Me too.
Because you know what?
We got our friend in the house today.
A good, but you know something? We got a nice guest. He's a Grammy nominated sing. You know, I don't even like him. I'm being honest with you. I don't like him, but the boy can sing.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? So if he starts singing, y'all just know, America, that I'm going to leave the table because I don't like sitting around with people who can sing better than me.
That's okay. I have his video pulled up. We're going to play as much as we can, okay? So we won't get up with just a few little seconds of it to give you. It's my favorite song by Alvin Garrett.
I got a couple of favorite songs. You know, I was just talking to him when he came in, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, I said, you know, I've been listening to your music. So you do still follow me? I'm like, bruh, really? Dude, like, we don't talk, but we like brothers. You know, we've been knowing each other for a long time. And I've told the story before, but when he gets on air today, I really want to tell the story again because people don't know that my history is really deep with this beautiful singing superstar guy. And I got him in the beginning.
Yeah, okay.
I got him early in the game. But I am so proud of him. And you know, if you guys don't know, he worked with Ruben Studdard. He worked. Let me just stop. We're gonna let him give a list of all the people he worked with.
all of his accolades and everything. And the beautiful thing about him is that even though he's Grammy nominated, he works with all of these huge stars.
Right.
He's still, I mean, he's like homeboy.
Yes.
Like he's like Birmingham homeboy. Like he's approachable.
Yeah.
You never see Alvin without a smile.
You do.
So pleasant. So I absolutely love that. Hey y'all, good morning. Y'all are gonna make me put on my glasses early and listen.
That's Tammy. She says good morning.
Hey Tammy, let me go ahead and take care of the housekeeping. You all share the broadcast out, okay? We don't ask you for a single thing to do, but to share the broadcast out. And part of what we're doing with Keisa and Joe, we have to say, we do talk about relationships and all things over 50 and fabulous.
Yes.
But when we have an opportunity to bring someone on, like an Alvin Garrett, and bring him in the hot seat, right here in the center.
Yeah.
We're going to be asking him about relationships in addition to his life and all that kind of stuff too. But I think that is just a testament though that, you know, we have people that we're connected to who are doing great things.
And when we call, they pick up the phone and they actually show up.
And they answer and they come.
That's a blessing. So we got a lot of stuff to get into the show today, sis. I know in the city right now, we got some stuff here in Birmingham, Alabama. We want to go local, y'all. So if you guys are, wherever you guys are watching it, we'll talk about some local news right here in Birmingham, Alabama. We've had some problems lately, sis, going on in Birmingham. What's going on?
Oh my gosh. And before I get to the problems, I wanted to speak to Marvin there. Hey, Marvin, how you doing? Keisa has to reach across here to show you comment. And then Miss Tammy. Hey, Tammy, y'all share it out and bring your friends on. And I know people are going to continue to come on this morning as well. But, you know, part of it, and I should have my copy of my paper here this morning. Kind of forgot that. But, you know, I
so you ain't got to run on the show?
I don't have. Well, I do, but I'm talking about the Birmingham Times.
I got you.
So I should have my paper here, but okay, we move on. But I go and I cover city council for the Birmingham Times. I'm a reporter for them, a contributor for them. And one of the things that's, you know, crime in the city of Birmingham, it is a topic that will never get old, unfortunately, until we can, you know, do away with it if there is such a thing.
Right.
But at council yesterday, one of the things that the mayor talked about is just that the next steps that we are taking now, the city is actually suing a couple of businesses that are on 8th Avenue Southwest because of the amount of crime that has happened there over the past several years. I think that they gave, and I don't want to misquote and misrepresent these statistics, but or is it in the past month that police have responded to more than 50 calls in the past couple? The top of the year, January, a lady was killed. She actually walked in the store, was abducted.
Unalived.
And do what now?
We have to say unalived.
Unalive. Okay, yeah. Unalive. Let's just say that. But anyway, and then even just the month, there's our friend Erica. One of our former guests is actually coming by the Filter Coffee Parlor now. But yeah, but yeah, it's been a lot of deadly crime there, and I'm sorry y'all for getting distracted, but I just try to speak to everybody. But it's just, I think as far as the mayor and city leaders go, it is the next step in trying to do some things to make this community safe. But the mayor did say this too: crime and ensuring that this city is safe can't just rest with me and the city council.
It's everybody.
Everybody has to take us apart.
That's what I love about him. Yeah.
And I'm a business owner. Okay, right. So business owners, we understand that we have a responsibility too. And one of the things that he talked about is, as business owners, listen, I want you all to clearly understand that not only are you responsible for the business of your business, but also what happens outside of your business. And if it's attracting some things that are negative, we got to deal with that here in the city. We have to deal with that. And no knock on any of those businesses. Just I'm literally chronicling events from what happened at city council or whatever. So what are your thoughts about that?
I really want to know. I want to ask you this because I wasn't clear on the AAL article that actually came out there. Okay. So the city is suing the businesses.
The city is suing the businesses.
So why are they suing the businesses for the crime that's actually being committed here in Birmingham? I mean, that part I didn't get.
Well, I think it was just.
Do they think they have something to do with it, or?
Well, it was just part of what I was saying earlier, and the mayor is very clear about this. He said it before. You'll hear him say it again if you follow anything with the mayor. And he basically said, as business owners, it's not just your job to serve the customers and to provide great service. You have to take responsibility for what happens on your property as well. That's just like here at Filter Coffee Parlor. Now, don't get me wrong, the owners here can't control everything that happens out on that sidewalk. But if police are reportedly called to events that happen inside and outside of these doors, don't you think the city is going to at some point start saying, hey, business owner, we're noticing we're responding to a ton of calls at your business in front of your place. What are you doing here, or what can you do to work with us to stop this element from happening?
So basically, there's been a roadblock with the businesses there in Birmingham, Alabama. I guess what we're saying in the area, people are not they're not talking to the police or whatever. I think someone's trying to tell you goodbye.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Right. And here's the deal. At the end of the day, we know solely that the business owners are not responsible completely for the crime. Okay, let us be very clear about that. But again, if I own a business, I'm going to make sure that I'm not only responsible for serving my customers, I'm really taking responsibility for ensuring their safety too. So if it means that I need to get security, if it means whatever, I mean, think about it. You're not going to frequent a business. You're not going to support a business if you walk in and that you think in the back of your mind, I could be jacked, or I could be, I could be injured or whatever. So as a business owner, and I'm saying this wearing the hat of the reporter, saying this is what the mayor and the council have said, but I'm also wearing the hat of a business owner. I would want that is part of my service to my customers. I would want my customers to feel safe. I would want, and if you all disagree, you can disagree with me. You know how we do here on Keisa and Joe. I would want my business owners to be safe. It's just like your house. If you invite somebody to your house, your home, you're not going to willingly and you're not going to knowingly put them in harm's way. No, you're going to do everything you can to make sure your guests are safe.
Gotcha.
You cannot control what happens out there in the streets. But again, if 10 people, and let me even bring it closer to home. If Filter Coffee Parlor had 10, every time we came here, we noticed an incident happen here, someone shooting or someone teaching purposes only, someone getting into fights or whatever here at Filter Coffee Parlor. I think you and I would be thinking, so friend, where else can we go and host these shows other than Filter Coffee Parlor? We think about that because we would feel that it was a threat to our safety. I think that's all. Give serious thought to it. What can you do, business owner, to ensure the safety of those who patronize you, who come, basically of those who pay your salary?
I would say it's good written for the mayor. I think he's doing a great job. I think his staff is doing a great job, and hopefully we can, get this crime down here in Birmingham, Alabama. So man, from, our hands off. We applaud for what you're doing.
Absolutely.
For the city of Birmingham. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
With that being said, the other things, great things are happening in Birmingham. We just had the circus here.
Yeah, and I missed it.
I didn't get a chance to see it, but it seemed like it was a lot of fun. But guess what? We got a guest that's going to come on the show.
Oh, this is no circus day.
This is not a circus. This is like, man, listen. What? Oh, you just want to play a song? You just want to make me feel bad before you come?
My favorite song.
Really?
By Alvin. I could just stay here. Can we just stay here?
Just cut it though, but just cut it. Come on in, sir. Come on in, sir. Cut that song. Cut the song before we get.
Okay, wait.
What's up, AG? AG is in the house. AG. That's what I call him. What's up, boy? Yes. What's going on, AG? Put your stuff right here, man.
I'm going to watch his video right here. You can see it.
You're playing the snippets from 2012.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're doing great. If y'all don't know, man, this is the one and only, the magnificent Alvin Garrett, Grammy-nominated artist, songwriter, singer, actor. Man, this guy does it all. Hold on. That's just the accolades, but he's also a husband and a father.
Yes.
And I can call him my friend.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, man.
Glad to be here.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I got hair.
Look at the hair. What example did you give earlier? You said, I'm coming this way.
I'm coming up.
And he going down.
See, I was gonna try to be my professional radio, anchor voice, but something. You gonna make the joke like it come out. Sir. I'm trying to be nice.
I made him do that. So that's my bad.
Y'all listen. I'm trying to be nice, right? See, y'all see, I'm trying to be nice. Did you see when your friends come on the show? You see what happens. So what's been going on? Safety.
Oh, yeah.
SFTY.
Yes.
The new single.
Yeah.
So what's been going on with that?
Well, man, just been, going my head, changing my vibe in my own space, and I am loving it. And so if anybody out here listening has not had an opportunity to check out my latest album, which is pronounced Safety, but it's spelled SFTY, go check it out.
And where can they get it right now? They're watching it
everywhere. All your streaming sites. YouTube for most people who got YouTube. Right? Apple Music, Spotify, and all of your streaming sites. Just go pull me up Alvin Garrett. And actually you'll find that album as well as
all the other ones.
All the other ones.
By myself. By myself, there's
I can't get over
I gotta
this
say
song.
thank you, bro, for By Myself. It's been good to me.
Is it good?
Something? By Myself never left me by myself. So thank you, my brother. I appreciate you.
I've heard my share of testimony.
Hey, man, Lord, listen, fellas.
Now, which one were you about to say is your fit? You about to point one?
Go ahead.
Never gonna find.
Never gonna.
That's one of my ones too.
I cannot get off of that song.
And my other one is a G5.
G5.
The one you talk about when you get ready to get on the airplane. It's the
last
song.
That's never going to change.
Never going to change.
And that was 12 years ago.
Yes.
And that was kind of when I look at my prophetic.
Never going to change.
When I make it, I'm never going to change.
That's that song there is my anthem.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if you ever y'all go back to YouTube and go to I'm Never Going to Change, Alvin Garrett. Go check that song out, y'all.
Yeah.
That is my anthem. I still listen to that when I work out, when I got bad days, right? Wow. That is my anthem because I'm never going to change, man. I'm telling y'all got a bad day. If you're trying to make it, you're trying to get somewhere. Tune in, lock it into Alvin Garrett. Never Going to Change, right? Trust me, his catalog is crazy, y'all.
And then for the lady, she said never gonna find.
Yeah,
because she's looking at it from a whole nother perspective.
Love song. Because I think that's and Alvin, we really have we talk relationships, and I think that and I'm going to say to my ladies there, or even to my couples, or whomever, if you're in a relationship or whatever, wherever life finds you, that is so encouraging and so sweet, because we have a situation right now, my brother, Well, so many people are discouraged as it relates to relationships. You may not have hit the 50. No, you haven't hit the 50 and over club yet. We're in the 50 and over club, okay?
I'm close.
Okay. You're at the door. You're knocking.
I'm knocking.
And you're knocking.
Woo.
But you know, but this is shades of 50 and that mature love. And that's the sort of thing. And I know you made that when you were a little younger. But it's an encouragement for women and really an encouragement for men too. So do men have those emotions when they find? A lot of women don't think so. Do they have those emotions when they find the right one?
You know, I can't speak for everybody else,
that's
but
true.
I always like to go back to my own personal history. My parents have been married 48 years, going on 49 years. And so growing up, I was able to see a demonstration of what most people would actually call fantasy. Right?
Thank you.
You know, I was able to see that, you know, by demonstration, like a hardworking man. Oh yeah, they're bringing it in. You know, a hardworking man actually hearing affectionate words being shared with my mom, seeing what no arguments look like, seeing what two people, how they act when they're not tired of each other and never get tired of each other. And then when you get out in the real world and you see that, wait a minute, this is not normal for two people to never get tired of each other. That's the exception, not the rule. So I came up in a household where I didn't hear argument. I didn't hear negative things spoken from or to each other from my parents. So I can say that I've seen that and that had a great influence on me as a man. And so my dad was very emotional. So a lot of the songs I write, I pay tribute to some of the lines he used to tell me he wrote.
Seriously?
Absolutely.
Seriously?
Yeah, I wrote a song called Not Around, and it was actually featured on Noel Gourdin's album in 2010.
Yeah.
And he said, my love is deeper than the ocean and wider than the sky. That's actually a line that my dad wrote in a poem to my mom.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of people don't know that. So
yeah.
I pull inspiration from not only what I see, but what I experience and what I hope for. Right?
Yeah.
When I'm writing music.
I never knew that. Never Gonna Find. Is that sort of, kind of an ode to that, or is that just kind of how Alvin's heart felt at that particular moment?
Well, yeah, when I'm writing songs, there are times where it's coming from personal experience or from my imagination. And I feel that in modern day relationships with artists, because of social media, they want to hear that every song is about you. But that's not the way art is. You see what I mean? Especially on my latest project, Safety.
Yeah.
That's actually a project written on behalf of people that I might have had contact with, and stories that I was inspired by. So you may never know if I'm talking about me directly,
right?
That's
or
good.
if I'm talking from an open imagination as an artist.
That's good.
Not just as a performer.
That's
and
good.
So I like to hold on to the artistry of what I do.
I love
just
that.
like a painter.
I love that.
You don't
can't
reveal, put them in a box.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
I might write a song
that's
I'm
good.
never going to find and may have never felt that. You don't know.
Yes, that's good.
Right,
that's
good. You.
Right.
What does it touch? What does it touch with? And that's the beauty of artistry.
That's art.
That's the beauty
of
artistry.
The audience and what do they feel when they hear your music? Not so much as them knowing your personal life and everything about you, but what do they feel? And I feel that people and artists have gotten away from keeping the listener in mind and what you want them to experience through your art.
Okay. So you're touching off on some things with me because he pointed to a song that he liked and he said that inspired me. I listened to this whenever I'm working out. Never gonna change. Never gonna change. I'm gonna go listen to that. Okay, when I'm telling you, and I'm Alvin, I can't get off this Never Gonna. I can't get off of it. I just can't. There are other pieces that I love by him, but so apparently it speaks to something within me.
Yes.
That I like or that I aspire to.
Right.
And the reason it blesses me too is because I'm a writer. I did more writings, but as I would write on social media, I would have these sayings that would come to me because I'm a coach.
Okay.
But also a creator. So we're creatives in this bunch.
Right.
So I would be writing things, y'all. And people would say, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?" If I'm and I'm like, I'm a writer. So I may see something, because I'm always trying to teach people. So I may see something happen out here, and I'm writing. Gosh, you have to be careful. How you treat your friends. You have to be careful what you tell people because people can turn. I may not be talking about Keisa. I may be experiencing something that I've seen through someone else, and I'm trying to encourage. But again, I think
you're channeling that.
I'm channeling
observation, that experience.
Ooh.
It doesn't have to be indigenous to you in your life, but you're sensitive enough, and empathy. And may I say that?
Because I'm empathetic.
Empathy is just something people are missing in this world right now.
Yes.
And that's how it's so easy to troll other people.
Yes.
And never feel anything about it because it's not you until it is.
Yes.
Right?
Why are you looking at me about trolling, man? Wait a minute. Why are you looking at me like that, bro? I didn't know.
I'm just saying, it's not you until it is. And so you don't.
When people are trolling people.
A little sensitive in me.
Did I step on?
Did I step on something?
I didn't mean to.
You know what I'm saying? Trolling people.
I did not mean to.
Are you songwriting? Are you journaling right now? I'm just asking.
And the preacher say, if they should fit.
Okay, right.
But that's a very important point. Is that when people get out of a place of empathy and they feel like you can't feel other human beings enough to speak of it. And I am a preacher's kid, and I am, Jesus himself was the greatest impact ever.
Yes.
He felt everyone's sin, but never sinned himself.
Yes.
And lived to talk about it. Right?
Yes.
So why couldn't we be sensitive enough to speak so passionately about an experience that you may have felt or listened to and cared enough about, to where when somebody hears it, they think it's yours? I got a song called Hopefully Heaven on my new album. And it's actually written about suicide. And my own parents called me and said, son,
are you okay?
Are you okay?
Right.
And then I told them the story about the young man who shared about his thoughts of suicide. Told me how my music lifted him out of that dark place.
Jesus.
And he said, can you write more music like that?
Jesus.
And that's the song I wrote. It wasn't about me.
That's good.
But I cared enough about him to tell the story.
That's good.
So if you listen to Hopefully Heaven,
that's good.
That's not Alvin going through things, y'all.
Yeah, okay.
I like myself.
Okay. I want to stay here a little longer.
I want to stay here very long. But other people are going through that.
Yeah.
So as an artist and as a person who is given the power of art and the platform to do that, I can tell other people's stories and could maybe connect to somebody who's listening who may not know or feel that someone out there understands that.
Tammy.
If you guys are just locking in right now, we're here live at the Filter Coffee Parlor right here downtown on the south side. It's the Keisa and Joe Show, Facebook, Instagram. We welcome in, y'all. If y'all are enjoying this interview, right, and y'all don't know his face, but you've heard his music, I want y'all to go right now, okay, download SFTY, Alvin Garrett, download it wherever you get your music from. He's in the studio. If you didn't know what he looked like, you heard his voice on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And also, ladies and gentlemen, let me say this. You've heard his music through other people. Yeah. So, Alvin, let me ask you this. Who are a couple of people you'd have written for?
Okay, for all my R&B fans.
Yeah.
R&B
one
fans.
Of my favorite artists I've ever written for is Joe.
Okay. Yeah, but it wasn't me. But it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
I'd rather have a love than have a life.
You wrote that?
Oh, yeah.
I think you wrote that. I think you wrote that.
Yeah, I wrote that. Okay. See, Discovery.
Yeah.
I wrote a song with him and what's the Kelly Rowland called Love in 6 Part 2 that won the Soul Train Award. Part 1 was with Fantasia.
Okay.
So on the R&B side, I've done a lot of gospel music as well. So my gospel repertoire is from Trinity 5-7, Dietrich Haddon, Lowell Pye, Bishop Morton. So I'm kind of ducked into a lot of music.
You're walking into a lot of musical things.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm putting on you right now, and I want this to go out. I want your song "By Myself" to be in a movie.
It actually was.
Which one?
Emily the Criminal.
Oh, really?
It was actually featured in the movie Emily the Criminal. And I didn't even know actually. So a lot of people started hitting me up on social media saying, "Hey man, your song is in the movie." And then when it came out on Netflix, my social media lit up.
Right.
Because people were stopping the movie to go look for the song.
Right.
I got so many messages of people who said I had to pause the movie to see what song that was playing.
Because there are certain movies that I'll watch and I'll be like, your song that song right there would be perfect for that moment.
You have
Emily the Criminal.
Emily the Criminal. I'm gonna go back and watch this show and pull out some things out of this so I can go look. Tammy Carden says, some lyrics sometimes get you through tough times, which is just what you're talking about, Joe. Y'all, I love to reach over and show your comments. Hey, check out my playlist, Tammy. Tammy Marvin loves to show playlists. The playlist I'm gonna point you to. Oh Lord, he's giving a joke of the day. I was on my computer the other day when all of a sudden I heard music coming from my printer, and guess what? I noticed that the paper was jamming. You know what, Marvin? We're going to give you the gong symbol.
Don't do that, bro.
We're gonna. What is it? Showtime at the Apollo when they Sandman comes in.
We're gonna shoot you about. So Alvin, let me ask you this. So if I'm an artist, the artist right here listening, right?
Yeah.
If you're an artist and the artist come to you and say, I want to write a song, I want to do a project with you, how does that work?
It just depends on what space I'm in and what all I'm doing. On the earlier side of my career, I spent a lot more time writing and producing other people. But since 2012, I've been working really hard. That was my first album release, Exposure Center.
Right.
When we met.
Right.
I've been working hard to get into my own space as an artist. So I still write, but not as much because I'm focused on promoting myself as an artist. And that's not easy to do. I know a lot of people do it, but successfully,
it's not easy.
It's a different thing.
Yeah.
What do you mean promoting yourself as an artist is more
putting
difficult?
out my own music, and then sticking to all of the requirements that come with that role.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, the artist is called the principal, meaning that when you're doing a show, everybody's showing up for the principal, meaning that everything surrounds around you. Okay. Well, back in my day, just because I was all the people and the principal.
Oh wow.
So I was the sound man.
Okay.
I was the booking man.
Okay.
I was the band leader. I was the bass guitarist. So all the roles that needed to be filled as an independent business person in entertainment, I had to do it. But that means I'm limited and I can't sit back and be the focal point. So now I have a team of people around me. I've gotten enough success to where I can actually sit in the dressing room. I can gather myself and only focus on singing.
Right.
Because I have a publicist. I have all of that. But I had to work up to that.
You had to build your team.
I had to build a team. Yeah. Just getting a team. Oh, get your team.
And
teams cost money.
Yeah.
And teams are not readily available. You can't go to the mall and buy a team.
You have to add a little prayer and a little discernment.
And be team worthy. You have to be something that people can benefit from.
Come on,
There's
now.
a big difference. Everybody wants something from other people. But what do you bring in equity to the whole team?
That's good.
What kind of revenue are you generating?
That's
what kind
good.
of opportunities are you generating? And that's much harder when we make it look. You feel what I'm saying?
No, me and Keisa, we talk about this. I talk about this all the time. That why is my thing about that? But go ahead. I talk about this all the time. When at the end of the day, when we're looking at this here from a perspective, you got to bring in people who know how to move the needle and know their role. Yeah. Right. You don't have to look behind. You have to check behind them.
For instance, today we're missing one of our. I don't know. Have you ever had an opportunity to meet Nephew? You thinking you may have met him? So he works and he helps to set up everything, so we don't have to really worry about when the community. Now I'm a little more hands-on than what Joe is. Joe,
so you
Nephew takes care. And here's the thing. It is wonderful to have him there because you can truly sit and be the guest of the show, other than having to do what he's doing. He wouldn't have to worry about
right now because he's not here. So y'all keep talking about how I figured it out.
And by the way, your song "Exposure" stuff. Was that a song or an album?
That's an actual song, and that's the title song from my first album.
Oh, I like that song too. That's my second song.
It's a great album. People should go back and listen.
I'm going to go back and listen to all the songs, and I love that. But you still know my favorite.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Never Go Fun.
Oh yeah.
If you don't, I want to bounce off of something he said
earlier.
Let's
go. Let's have it.
About getting a team and getting people that kind of know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. I know y'all talk about relationships, so I felt like that would be a good segue.
Come on.
In terms of you getting something and you being something, right?
Woo-hoo.
So everybody wants a team. Everybody wants and knows what they need from others, but it's harder to know your own value and what you're bringing to those people. So, for instance, you may only be good enough as an artist or as a business to get inexperienced folk.
Jesus,
because you may not have enough going on, and you may have to be the one to train your team. Because the folks that are experienced enough and getting paid for it, you ain't on their level.
You're not on their level.
But you think You can go ask them to be on your team, but you don't even know what you're not bringing to the table.
My God.
So think about that in context of relationships. You don't even know what you're not bringing to a relationship, but expecting so much out of
the relationship.
And you can't even assess your own value.
Okay, y'all. Y'all come on.
I just want to throw that out there since y'all
No. They love, our folks love to hear about relationships. So what do you all think about this? And by the way, whether you are tuned in on Joe's channel, my channel, we want to encourage you. That's okay. You still got one up over there with TikTok.
He's still on here.
Yeah, he's still on TikTok. So folks on TikTok, hey, I'm gonna put my face in here. Share the broadcast out, okay? You can put it back Joe. Share his broadcast out, okay? We want to support Alvin. We're not asking you for anything. We want you to support Joe. I am asking for you to support Alvin. All you have to do is Google him, okay? Just Google him, Alvin Garrett, and also Joe. My brother. Joe likes him. He always says that. He says he doesn't like me most days, but I know better. So I'm asking you two on here. What we ask you to do is share the broadcast out. And we know that you'll go back and watch it and all of that great stuff, because I'm going to go back and watch and listen to some of the songs and just kind of go through and have a day, an Alvin Garrett day of listening to all of his music. But our viewers love to talk about relationships. And I will give Joe his credit. He talks about this often. We have so many stipulations. I want. He always says this, and I think Antonio Boswell also said it. What's going on with you? Do you know yourself? And do you think that is important for a person to really know? And if so, how do they begin to take stock to understand, ladies and gentlemen? And I'm asking you too. How do they take stock of what they're bringing to the equation? Where do we begin? Because I don't think people think about that.
No, they don't. I don't believe that most people start by default assessing themselves. That's the least desired thing to do.
That's
look
right.
in the mirror.
That's right.
And it's hard. It's difficult to see yourself because you're always looking outward. And so as human beings, when I say human beings, because we're all alike in so many ways.
Sure.
The easiest thing to do is look at someone else and see them and assess them, make a judgment about them.
Yeah.
But you can't see yourself with your own eyes.
Exactly.
Just naturally you can't. You know what I mean? So it takes effort. It takes humility. You have to almost train yourself to know yourself. You see what I'm saying? To not lie to yourself as if you're something, or that you want to be something, or that you already are something you desire to be.
Right.
And that is a journey that everybody should be on, but most people are not.
Right.
And so when you get into a relationship, you haven't gotten to the point you can be truthful to yourself about who you are, what your problems are, enough to communicate it to the next person. You're selling them something, and they may be buying something that ain't there.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And so how do you expect a relationship to work in any context, be it between two people, a business, a band, if you ain't honest first about you? And so that is something that I learned from a business perspective. Since we're talking about music, I had to start seeing myself and realizing that a lot of the relationships that I held on to for so long with my music were based on the fact that we don't do contracts, that people don't want to do contracts. So you might be hanging out, talking to people that, if you're being honest, I really don't want to hang out with you. You like doing this and I like doing this. Right. But we got this common goal called the show. So we're going to kick it. When technically, if the show was over and gone, we'd be in two different worlds. Right. Because we're not the same. Right. But to meet some type of goal or some objective, we compromise and tolerate each other. Right. So at some point, when people say, you know what, let's not do that to each other because it's not fair. Because now I'm being honest with me. This ain't what I want. You be honest with you. That ain't what you want. You see what I'm saying? So I think if people on the front end really take the time to say, look, let me tell you something. I got anger issues. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm working on it. Right. But you catch me at the wrong time, I might snap on you. Tell somebody that, and if they stay with you, they're gonna work on it with you. Right.
Come on now.
You see what I'm saying? But if you say, oh, I'm so sweet, and then your stomach's in knots because you don't want this person to know. You're about to snap. Right. And then y'all get locked into a contract. Yeah. And for the sake of the contract, you snapping every day because now you've met the goal. So that's my take on.
Which is why he coined a term, friends before lovers. Because if you're in a friendship, I'm sorry.
What?
You look like you're about to take off.
Right here? Yeah.
Because you've got your 2 microphones on.
Y'all got one here for
Look,
one here.
One here, one here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of stuff going on over here.
I'm gonna break this up right here. No, that's funny. No, I'm sorry. I'm kidding. But you know,
you see how abstract she is. The whole interview, she was bruh.
But I'm following. I'm keeping up.
Aren't you? You're an Aquarius.
I am an Aquarius.
I'm a Gemini.
I'm a Cancer.
And he's a Cancer. You are water. We're air. Air is up here, and we catch everything together. Air is just whatever. My mother's Libra. She's air. Air is all over the place, and we just understand each other.
I just go with the flow.
Yeah.
I could have sworn that Aquarius. I don't keep up with it. Ain't Aquarius the water? The Aquarius.
Yeah, but we're air. Yeah, it is. But you're a water bearer.
Oh.
And as a water bearer, listen at this. I'm about to give you something that's interesting.
Educate.
You water people. You have lots of friends as an Aquarius. People are just naturally attracted to you. You all are the ones who care about humankind. You have lots of friends. You will get lost in their friends. Okay. I used to study this stuff before I
could have sworn it was the dimples.
I learned probably that too. Yeah, I used to study this stuff before I knew about Jesus. Okay, when I was really, really young. Okay, so that's what I used to do. So air, but we're all part of a group called air signs. He is it water? I don't know what it is as a Cancer. I forget right now, but I think it's a water sign. But,
well, I just learned something.
Yeah,
it is not the devil.
No, and air people. No, it's I'm sure that's true. People will take exception. It's probably Dimples and Ben some.
You be a good person or a bad person.
That's right. So it is. It's called entertainment.
That's
entertainment. Right. That's what we do. So Joe, what do you want to know from Alvin?
What's a couple things I want to know from this?
Come on, let's go.
There's a couple things I want to know from my guy. Okay, so since we got him in the building, I'm glad you're here. First and foremost, how's the family and how's the family doing?
Man, everybody's good, man. I'm a girl dad.
Dad.
Oh yeah, let me tell you something.
You are.
Yes.
You are.
Before I became a girl dad, I was really, really, just kind of cut and dry. Business is business. I ain't gonna lie. I was very driven. Yeah. Wow. Didn't care much about how people felt.
Wow.
I was no.
That's why me and him got along good first man. We no nonsense.
Why we crying?
No nonsense. Let's get it.
Really?
Then you have girls and you like
you see world from a different.
Totally. Like that changed me more than marriage, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because marriage is still business. Like, hey, I'm paying the bills.
Yeah.
It's a lot less complaining I want to hear.
Yeah.
If I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I thought like that. You know what I'm saying? But when I had girls, I was like, wow, I would jump in front of this bus. It's just, something else activated in terms of the requirements of love, right? Because now this is a person who can't protect themselves. You know what I'm saying? An adult,
Jesus,
you have a different approach to it. It's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You're strong, you're smart, you're successful, you can handle yourself.
Right.
So, but for a little one, you need me. You really understand what that feels like. And I think that unlocked my understanding of what love really is. It's not about what I want from somebody, but how much can I give? Wow. How much laughter can I create? And so preparing myself daily to make sure that the household is a certain way. That there's laughter in the house, which means I got to manage myself. Which means I have to laugh first.
Right.
So if I'm going through something, I got to deal with it. That don't mean I have to pretend, but I have to deal with it so that I can create an atmosphere of laughter and imagination in the home. So that's a part of the intangible gift I give to my house. I don't do no argument. We don't do none of that. You don't hear those types of things.
As a
you know what I'm saying?
That's so sweet.
Right. As that man, being in business, being all over the place. And this is what I think a lot of men, y'all listen, check it out, fellas. And y'all chime in if y'all think I'm going wrong here. We find it very difficult to prioritize what you are saying because we don't realize that we're not doing what you are saying. Because by the time we get home, right?
You're exhausted.
We're tired. Right? So how did you or when did you actually come into the realization or the maturity of where you are now?
That's good.
To show love and emotion at home.
I don't go to work.
Yeah.
I don't go to work.
Okay.
I am my work.
Okay.
Reggie's on here for you.
Reggie
Parker.
Yeah.
What's up, Reggie?
No, I'm my work.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So I never clock in, I never clock out. So
That's
there's
good.
not this.
That's good.
I gotta go do something, clock into it, and then clock out of it, and get back to something else. It's all me.
That's good.
You see what I'm saying? And so that's just me.
Okay.
Right? That's just how I am. And so it's all one space for me. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm working, there's a level of respect in the house that says, okay, Dad is working, so give him his space. But then when it's time to turn it off, I had to learn this.
Okay.
Put the phone down, because I don't text and talk well at the same time until my kids start saying it. Dad, you ain't listening to me. Now, the missus say it all the time.
You don't.
And she just stopped talking.
Yeah.
You check back in 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
She said, well, I'm going to pick up where I left off when you start answering texts, because you're still working. You ain't clocked out yet, right?
Yeah.
Oops, my bad. But when the kids started doing it, I was like, oh, that hurts really bad.
I want you to touch on that. All of us, right? Because I'm, I was married before, right?
Yeah.
So I want to touch on this. Is the phone, how do we put the phone down? Because we get very protective sometimes. Like, this is important, I need to do this. When it's the wife or when it's the kids. But it's really not that important. But because they said it to us, we make it important. How do we as men, and how do we, Keisa, as women, and you as women, start to understand what's really most important most of the time is that person in front of you, and put the damn phone down?
That's everybody's individual journey, how they balance their time and their priorities. You can't make a one-size-fits-all approach to that, honestly. I'm just talking about, for me, I know that my brain, I'm a very laser-focused person.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
That I don't multitask, I super task.
Yeah.
Right? So if I'm recording, I can record for 14 hours straight without eating.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm focused on. So if I am in work mode, at least now I know I checked out on you. So I consciously say, you know what? If it's our time to hang out, then I got to do my part. Set this down, don't touch it, even and whatever is. And then I'll say, in my own personal business, there was a point where I felt I couldn't miss a call because the bills were on.
That's right.
That was the truth.
That's right.
You're doing weddings and things like that. If that's your primary business, they're calling 2 people. They're calling 5 people. They're calling 10 people when you get that call.
That's right.
So move slow. You
That's
just
right.
missed out on a good check.
That's right.
So that I felt that anxiety of having to pick up the phone, always have the phone near me for work. I couldn't miss nothing, because as an independent business owner,
That's right.
I can't miss no opportunity. Can't miss a kid.
That's right.
But I work to diversify some things that I do, much of which people don't see anymore, to say, you know what, I want that time.
Yeah.
That belongs to me.
Right.
I want people to set my phone down and say, I'll get back to you tomorrow.
Right.
Or I'm not talking to you after 9 o'clock.
Which means he's doing well, y'all. Which means he's doing very well. That's all that means.
Well, so this is what I think. So I'm listening to this is good. This is good, because I think that, and this is me now. This is from a spiritual perspective, okay? And Tammy, by the way, says when you put the phone down, she says that means everything to a woman. I'm with you, Tammy. That means a lot to and even the little women that you are grooming. And Joe, Reggie, I want to hear from you too, because you are a girl dad as well. So I want to hear from you to know what to see how you handle that. I know you have a son, but I can say that if you prioritize yourself first and foremost, then the possibility to prioritize other things will come into play. So prioritize yourself and your family and everything else. I think so. I'm going to do a 2-parter and make it really, really brief. So I like what you were saying about how, God uses amazing things. I love how your wife was not offended. And ladies, I want you to listen to this. Your wife was not offended, or it wasn't something that she was willing to walk away over because maybe you didn't put your phone down and pay her attention right then. There is a sacrifice that she understood. So I'm going to go ahead. I've never met your wife. I know of her. But I'm going to go ahead and give your wife kudos. Because that's something I feel that as a woman, understanding that a guy, when he is focused on his business, when he is doing some things, it's not that he doesn't love you, it's that he's focused on that, and he's trying to do some things to, as you said, pay the bills. Sometimes I'm going to go ahead, and I might be out here by myself, ladies. Sometimes as women, we're too needy. If you don't have a man right now, when he comes into your life, you can't make him your everything. You can't do that. You still have your life. He's still going to have his life. If he really loves you, and most men are logical, so if you sit down and talk to him, not fuss at him, yell at him, he's going to want to understand and come around at some point, even if it's not immediately. I had to understand this, okay? So I'm preaching to myself first. So we're too needy on some things, but I'm going to give your wife kudos. because she said, okay, he ain't paying me any attention. Let me come back to that. She didn't get mad. And maybe sometimes she did, but maybe I didn't hear you say that she expressed that to you. Maybe she did it sometimes, but y'all are still together. So maybe she did get frustrated sometimes, but they're still together. And secondly, I'd say from a woman's perspective, because all of us are in this creative space. You're creative because you're doing your shows. You're creative being an artist. I'm creative as an entrepreneur, speaker, writer, and contributor to the Birmingham Times and coach. And as a woman, that would be, I'm listening to you taking notes from you, believe it or not. Because when I tell you I can be focused, I can be focused to a fault, to the degree where I can get up. I used to be able, I don't have the mental capacity to do it now, but I used to be able to get up. If I get on this computer and if I start working on creating a book or some sort of e-product, I can sit there and I can work on that all day. That doesn't play well in relationships.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
I don't care if I've got dinner prepared, whatever. That doesn't play well. So I have to understand. And I also think every person will be different. There may be one guy who says, I understand what you're doing. When you finish, we'll get together. Some other guys may say, look, I know you're focused on that, but I want some attention. I mean, hey, have you cooked? Have you done whatever? So I think, ladies, too, is knowing your partner. It's knowing your man and what he wants and requires. And I think that, honestly, he's going to want you to succeed. He's going to want you to go and do what you do. It's just finding that balance. So as a woman, I'm with you. I can't give a one size fits all, but I think I have to understand my partner. And that's, if I had to do anything in the future a little bit different, it's understanding my partner. It's what you said, having those conversations and being honest. Hey, I got this issue. I work real hard, and I need you to, and it is a true confession. I work real hard. Sometimes I need balance, or I need to know when I'm crossing a line or when I need to pull out of that. And I need you to help me with that. Okay.
Or even know that you're not ready for a relationship.
Absolutely.
I mean, because with me
That's
being
honest.
single, right? I've said this many times, right? That I know I'm not ready because I'm not going to focus on. I don't want to focus on her.
Absolutely.
Or someone else.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I will always find something
That's
prioritized.
fair.
Yeah. And I've just been honest. I had to really pull myself out of everything because as I'm focusing, I'm doing what I want to do. I didn't care what women was into. You know what I'm saying? We talking, we doing something, but that wisdom wasn't my focus.
Right.
And when they left my presence, I didn't think about it. And I mean, that's just being honest. So why sit here and go through the motions of something when I know that my focus is the Keisa and Joe show, the Joe Lockett show.
Yes.
My daughter's getting ready to do what I'm. So that's my focus. So why would I waste another woman's time and pretend, you know what I'm saying? Even though I don't put the phone down, that I'm listening when I'm Alvin, guess what?
Your brain is.
I'm not listening, bro.
You locked in. You're not locked in.
Your body's here with me, but my mind.
Okay.
I'm not locked. I haven't locked it
My
in.
mind is on the other side of town.
But I think we all need to just be honest with ourselves.
True,
when it comes to relationships or when you're single, because I've known women that are business minded themselves.
Yeah.
That don't need to be in a relationship with guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they need to tell the guy that I just want to see you, but I don't want to be in a relationship with you.
Come on, wait, give them that tip again. Because
I think there are some business-minded women who don't need to be in relationships because they're focused on their degree, they're focused on their career or trying to get their promotion. So I think sometimes they just need to tell a guy, hey, I don't want to be in a relationship with you, but I love to spend time with you when I have the time.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? When I have the time.
Okay, let me offer a balance. And I'm going to pose this question to you too. So, y'all, I love to acknowledge people who are on here because they're talking to us today. Hey, Tammy says your partner will understand when a work project is a priority and when it's her time. That's right, Tammy. I totally agree. Marvin says home and family obligations. That's your job obligations. Which would you choose? Okay, guys, I might have to let you all.
What was the question?
He said home and family obligations as to your job obligations. Which one would you choose?
Well, you got to take care of the family. You got to put the mask on first. So you got to take care of the financial situation first.
Say that again. You said you have to put the mask on.
Yeah, you got to put your oxygen mask on first. So to take care of the family, you got to make sure that there's finances. So if it's work or family, depending on what the work is.
Yeah.
You know but depending on what the work is, because sometimes there's busy work that we as everybody that's sitting to the show.
Yes.
You make it busy. So because you want to feel important and busy.
Yeah.
But you can do it later.
Yeah.
Because here's what can I be honest?
Come on, be honest.
A lot of people that are married or in relationships, right?
Yes.
Either one.
Yes.
you pretend to be busy because you don't want to spend time with your mate.
You better say that. You better say that. Say that, and not only just say it again.
No, but I'm just being real honest. A lot of times, y'all, that you in a relationship or if you're married, right? We pretend to be busy when we're really not. And you know for a fact, I'm just being an innate part if you know that you can put that down.
Yes.
But you don't really want to spend time with your partner right now.
Yes.
So you say you are busy.
Yes.
Because of what that you don't want to do. And I think that's something that we really, y'all people need to really think about themselves and check themselves and realize, why don't I want to put this phone down, this computer down,
and talk to my partner
and talk to my wife or my husband?
Okay, so let's put a pin in, and I'm gonna pull you in on this one too. He said, absolutely. Hey Tammy, y'all are tuning in, y'all. They're hanging to your word, hanging on you to your words. Hey Rachel, you missed most of the show. You can go back and catch up, sweetheart. We're glad to see you today. So remember, this is the Keisa and Joe show, and we always ask that you share the broadcast out. Don't ask you for anything other than to do that. Share, like. We love your reactions, and also comment as well. Okay, so that's how we get your support. And our special guest today, for those of you who tuned in a little bit late, this is Grammy-nominated singer, songwriter Alvin Garrett. All you need to do in the age of social media is Google him and support his projects. We'll have more about that later, but this is who we're talking about. So he's talked about his projects, but we're also talking about relationships, because we know that's why you all like to talk for the 50.
And I'm trying to be safe. SFTY, safety. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's the safety of the relationship.
It's the safe.
It's the safety.
Go ahead
It's the safety. We're gonna call it the safety. So we're gonna SFTY. Okay, SFT. We're gonna talk about the safety of the relationship.
So how do people create the safety of the relationship, Alvin?
Since he wrote the song.
Since he wrote the song, and we're gonna come back to what he said, because I thought that was so good. I'm still stuck there. I have experienced that where a partner. And Lord, and come on, guys, I need your help, and we need your help, ladies. Tune in. When it gets to that point, when you know the partner is doing things, and you talked about the technology, being on the phone or being busy, maybe even staying away from home. Yeah. Is that the point of no return, or how do you begin to turn that around? Am I out here by myself where I've experienced that? You're just like, this person is, I know you're busy, but I'm thinking you're kind of avoiding me. And what do you do to turn that around once you notice that as a woman? Can you guys help us out?
I got to speak to Mr. Safety. He wrote the song about it. Alvin Garrett, sir. FFTY.
For all y'all listening, when you go listen to my song "Safety" on the last project, you're gonna see it.
It's gonna take
nothing to do with what they talking.
But it's gonna help you.
But I can flip it.
Come on, flip it.
I like to have my theories and for myself. Nothing is one size fits all. But for me, I was raised to say, okay, what type of house do I want? Because my dad told me, he said, when you don't follow my rules, which means you don't abide by the culture of this house, go get your own. So I was excited to do that. I didn't want to stay there, and he didn't want me to. When it's your time to go. But that's going to come with responsibilities. And so for me, as myself, before anybody gets to join my culture, I'm going to have a roof over my head. I'm going to have clothes on my back.
My goodness.
Food on the table. Insurance when I get sick.
Yeah.
And a car to drive.
Yeah.
That's my basic. That's for me.
As a man.
That's with nobody else included. And that's the only promise I make anybody else who does come into my culture. You're going to have a roof over your head, clothes on your back, food on the table, insurance, and you're going to be mobile. Any conversation that makes me compromise one of those, you're going outside of who I am. You asking me to step outside of my personal commitment to my personal culture, and I'm not going to do that. Because now, if one of these falls short, I got to look in the mirror and say, wow, I didn't go do this for me and for my dependents because of XYZ, and I'm just not going to do that.
Okay.
Because now I ain't running my house.
Okay.
I ain't running my house, and I'm not going to live in a house I don't live. And that's just me personally. Everything else we can figure it out on top of this.
On top of that,
because this ain't what you worry about.
So that's your foundation.
This is my foundation.
Gotcha.
These are the things you're not gonna worry about, and it grows as you bring in children. These are the things you won't worry about, because there's so much to worry about. But take that off the table.
Take that off
because
the table.
that's a non-negotiable for me. And that was me by myself.
I like that.
And that's always going to be me.
That's you knowing yourself.
And that's even down to making risky business investments with your money.
Right. Yeah.
You don't get to get into that because guess what I ain't going to do?
You're not
going to do it at the risk of this.
Exactly.
I'm going to say no if that dream starts compromising this.
Wow.
So that's the responsibility, and that's saying, okay, at least I deserve, regardless of what else going on, that respect.
That's good.
Because this ain't on the table. Because guess what else? Anything going on, time you on your phone and blah, blah, blah. Let some of this fall. Let the bottom fall out. And guess how much you're going to care about how much I was on the phone.
And guess how many people going to come try to help you.
That's my whole point. If the foundation ain't strong, this is not a male or female thing. This is just a thing. This is just a thing.
Okay.
If your foundation is not rock solid and you can't commit to that, then who can stand on you? Where's the safety? Where is the safety if the bottom is falling out and you talking about we ain't been on a date, but they come and knocking at the door and we fussing about money or we fussing about this, and that is also emotional as well. Because we can talk when we're not concerned about these things. You can actually dream if I got you here.
Wow.
You can dream. You can
but you need a woman.
You can keep it.
Wow.
You need whoever that person is.
But you need to know who's going to buy into that. Once you get it,
you're gonna have to. This is me.
I'm
not telling nobody else what to do.
But
this is just me.
But
if there is a conversation, it won't be at the expense
of
that foundation.
No, because I'm not me anymore.
That's good.
I'm not me anymore. Then I can't even be honest with you.
That's good.
Tammy says that's good, Alvin. That's good. Tammy says busy is an excuse. She says no one is ever that busy. It only takes a few seconds to respond. Even Art Franklin said it on your show. He said it on your show. He did. Yeah. Our other guest said as well. So gentlemen, help me out. What are you when we are busy, and when you said it earlier, you opened the door. So what is the remedy to that? If a man is really that busy, is he trying to avoid something?
Yes, he don't want to be in that. He don't want to be in that relationship because you're focused on what you want to do. See, some people think that at the end of the day that what's good for you is good for you, but no one can tell me what's good for me, right? So in my life, what I can do, like you said with me, what I had to do was I had to cut ties with a lot of things that I was doing when I started this show and the other shows that I'm doing. Because for me, I said, I can't do anything else, or I don't want to do anything else but this. So if I'm on the phone, I'm either on the phone with you, Uncle Bob, to the people like my team. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk to anybody else. See, when you see what I think a lot of folks don't understand is when somebody's being creative, if you're not a part of the creative circle, it doesn't work for you.
Right.
It may work for them.
Right.
And people may say, well, you can do this and you can do that. But at the end of the day, if the person don't want to do that, it doesn't work.
Do you think for you that a person, and you can chime in on this too, do you think that a person, a lady would have to understand now? I think if you had someone who understood that you're going to spend a lot of time in that creative space, and she'd be okay when you come out, I think you would be good with that. But I think the problem, you wouldn't. You just don't have any desire.
Because right now, I've been married twice.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be spending any time or even feel obligated to spend any time with anybody.
I got you.
I had to realize that space for me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I had
song about that, y'all. My next song's gonna be 2 and 3.
But you know what I'm saying? But think what I'm saying though. You had to realize, you had to come to realization though. You know what I'm saying?
Took you 2
inspiration.
You know. But I had to realize because when I was married, right?
Yeah.
There was things like you said that you couldn't mess with the foundation because you wanted to do for business, but the foundation you couldn't mess with it. Why would you bring anybody new into the space when your foundation ain't what you want it to be?
And I think sometimes let me word this right.
Okay.
I think when we have gender-based conversations,
and
then you say man, then you say the man is busy. It's about business, busy business. That can be kind of tricky. You know what I'm saying? When you mix business and busy.
If you're bringing somebody into your life, though.
Right. But I'm just saying, in terms of work-life balance and any type of balance, and being with another person.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like really knowing who you are yourself and what you have to give, how much capacity you have. And I like that you said, hey, even after 2 attempts, I'm at a place now where I'm not even bringing you into this formula because there's no room for you in my formula.
Right.
Ladies, you should be honored that he's willing to tell you that.
Absolutely.
And make you enjoy him and want him.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing in his formula for you. Most people won't do that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most people won't do that. So
what do they do? What do they continue
because
to
they
entertain?
want some type of companionship. They
Yeah.
compromise
Yeah.
on the truth.
Yeah.
They compromise on the truth. And,
Yeah.
and that's where I feel that the
biggest
balance
problem is.
in any relationship, that problem is going to happen when you yourself have not been honest about your formula.
That part.
And it may take 2 times
Yeah.
or 10 years or 15 years for you to figure out
Your formula.
your own formula. Most people get into long binding relationships, marriages, before they even know themselves. And then by the time they get to know themselves, some get out, some stay in. You never know. But it's like, wow, wait a minute. Actually, I'm not that person that I thought I put down the aisle for you.
That's
you see
good.
what I'm saying? So
That's good.
I don't give people advice. I'm just
You're just sharing your observations.
I'm just sharing what I feel. And
This show is
Right.
about people building
Yes.
and thinking, because sometimes you get in a relationship, you get married or you get out of a relationship, and you're trying to move forward, and you have your own ideologies, and you have nobody to talk to and with because you listen to what you see on bloggers and social media.
Mhm.
What we're doing, we're bringing in people, that's been through it, that are married, that's been divorced, but we can have an honest conversation about what this looked like. What made it successful? What made it bad for me? You know what I'm saying? And I love that you're coming on here saying that you had to grow into yourself. 14 hours you could stay focused, but you had a wife that loved you and cared about you. You got kids that say, hey, now you're gonna be a girl dad. Now you understand the balance. You mature,
or you don't. Who knows that it's working? You never know what's working and what's not.
It looks like it's working.
But see, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
People you never know, and
Exactly.
I think that I always encourage people not to have that pressure. Like if we're bringing, because I am a musician, I have people ask me, man, where Just You Cats at? I've never made a public statement about Just You Cats.
You sure have.
I've never made a public statement about Just You Cats. Nor do I owe anybody a public statement about Just You Cats. I built Just You Cats for 20 years, entertained the market with that brand, with that product for 20 years. But you have not seen a Just You Cats show in about 2, 3, 4 years.
Mhm.
And you see members of Just You Cats all scattered around. Nobody knows the story of what happened with Just You Cats. I have no obligation to tell
That's
it.
good.
But if you were to ask,
That's good.
then I say, hey, we chose to be together, and we chose what you see now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why? How?
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
It works.
But who knows how good or bad it was for the 20 years we did it?
That's right.
I'm just saying, if I wrote a book, if I was into that business and said, let me do a tell-all, if that was my business and that was the product I was selling,
Yes.
it could be juicy. It might be but you don't know. I made it look good.
You made it look good.
For the purpose
for
of
that
why we were
time.
together, which is to sell concert tickets, to give you something to enjoy, to do Christmas with the cats. But you don't know what that cost us to put that product on stage. So don't ever look at somebody else's performance
My goodness.
and presume you know what's going on in the green room.
Because you don't. That's
And
good.
you can coach all you want.
That's
'cause
good.
They may come on that stage and you never know.
That's
they've
right.
been back there fighting.
That's right.
Or that they don't like each other.
Wow.
Many times that happens.
That's what I'm saying.
saying,
Because the
many
show
times that
itself
happens.
may outweigh
It does.
the experience of what it takes to put the show on.
Yeah.
And you gotta respect people who decide that the show is good enough.
To go
That
on.
the show is worth it.
Yeah.
That's good.
That there's some value in what we're doing together, even if it costs us something.
Yeah.
You got to respect those people who do it for 20, 30, 40 years. You got to respect whatever they choose because it's theirs.
It's theirs.
It's
And who knows what goes behind it.
I love it.
Tammy says the girls at work say that they have to learn to balance both, but it can be done. It's hard, but it's not attainable. Marvin says, thank you so much for your comments, Marvin. It's about how to prioritize your time, your effort, opportunity to establish it. And Sandra, I want to say welcome to you. I know you were thinking about giving us a comment, but they've been hanging on here, Alvin, listening. They haven't gone anywhere. It's kind of fluctuated between a couple of people. So I appreciate you all being on here. This is rich conversation. And, we leave the door kind of open when you artists come on here to talk about what you do. So as we kind of get ready to round out today, I want you to tell people how they find you, how they can best
Before we do all that,
support you.
I got a couple of questions I got to ask.
Oh, you still have some questions?
Yes, I got a couple of questions. I can't let them go
It's
quite
been
yet.
all this time trying to tap into my relationship.
Okay. And I want to do a couple things before we get out of here. I want to do this.
Come on, let's go. I'm going.
How him and I met.
Okay, let's hear it.
The Joe Lockett theme song that you guys hear every day on my show. Right? He wrote it. The Lock It In thing that happened.
Yeah.
He created Lock It In.
Yeah.
I was Lockett. I came to him. I met him. We was at a fashion show. We were judges at a fashion show. And so at the fashion show, I didn't know who he was sitting next to me.
Yeah.
Right. And they called his name. He went on stage and he sung.
I bet you were like, what the what?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you sing?
Yeah.
And then he told me, like, he said, I did this. I was like, oh, okay. I said, I got this new show coming. I got this idea, man.
Yeah.
I said, I got this idea, man. I'm going to do the Joe Lockett show, man. And I need a theme song. I need a theme song like Steve Harvey or whatever I told you. No, I said, like Tasha Simone.
Yeah.
I said, like Tasha Simone. I said, I need a theme song for my show. I didn't even have a show at the time.
Okay.
I had nothing. I just had an idea.
Correct.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, can you write me a theme song? He said, let me think about it. Right? And he came back and he said, okay. Then he said, put me on the phone, he put me on the conference call. Long story short, he told me, he said, what's your concept? What is it? What is it like? What is it about? Who is Joe Lockett? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. He says, what I feel in the morning, Joe, you got to lock it in.
Oh.
He said, you Joe Lockett. He said, in the morning, he said, when your show gonna be at 6 o'clock in the morning? He said, you want people to lock it in to you. Right? And that's what you said to me. That's exactly what he said. That's what he said. The 6 o'clock in the morning, lock it in concept.
That's a great
came from him. Yeah, because I had an idea what I wanted to be and what I wanted the show to be. He came with the concept he put my idea to a concept.
Wow.
He did that for Joe Lockett. So when y'all hear me say lock it in, right?
Yeah.
He got some guys that he knew, right? And and produced it and lock it in, all that stuff. He created Lock It In. So Lock It In Media, the Joe Lockett show, everything you see Lock It In. He is the creation behind Lock It In. I'm being honest. Y'all thought I did it. I did not. He did. Everything that came with Lock It In, he allows me to, like I told him when we sitting over there, I said, I caught him on this first album, y'all.
For the price went up.
I got a really good price. Hey, if I would have hit by myself, I couldn't afford it. It wouldn't be no Lock It In, it's just a joke.
But I would like to say this, man. I appreciate that because you'd be amazed how many people I have done that for. They won't ever do that.
What's that?
No, they
Give
won't ever.
ideas or
You know what I'm saying? How many people I've done that for who won't ever say it out loud.
Oh man!
Places where you have your fingerprints on people's lives, careers.
Yes.
And I'm not the type of person that I don't run around like, I did this, I did that. I want. That's just not me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. I mean, you've had artists who've taken credit and let people think they wrote their songs.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I appreciate you sharing that, man. And because you don't have to, because once I do the service and we make the deal,
right?
What I look like being out there like, hey, everybody, I did this.
Yeah.
I don't need all of that.
But see, what I want people, like he said, I want people to understand, man, that there's a team, right? When you see somebody in bright lights, there are other people who came up with a lot of parts that they didn't come up with. I could have never came up with Lock It In because I didn't know what the hell I was doing back then, right? He had been in the industry, right? So he could see you. He said, "I see something in you." He told me before I even went on air day one. I didn't even have a show.
Wow.
Listen, I had no deal when he wrote this song. I didn't have a distribution deal. I was with no radio station. I had nothing. I paid for the song before I had a show.
Wow.
Real talk.
And even more so than the song, it was seeing what you were missing in your name. It was already there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so but that's what relationships should be like.
Yes.
On every level is you bring to the table something that lifts the other person and makes them something they weren't.
That's good.
Before they got with you. So even though that was
good.
Two men, business, conversation, music, marketing, whatever we were doing, I had to listen to you first. That's why I said, talk to me.
Yeah.
What is your dream? And so I didn't come to you talking, I can do this and I can do that. Doesn't matter if I don't listen to you first. And so I had to hear not only your name, but what's your vision.
He was the first person I told I want to be on Steve Harvey Morning Show. And I actually got on Steve Harvey Morning Show. And Steve Harvey called my name. But I told him first. I said, he said, what do you see yourself? I said, I see me and Steve Harvey. Yeah. Steve, I told him this. Like I said, it was nothing. I had nothing, y'all. I had no deal. I had nothing.
So that's that servant portion of the relationship that a lot of people don't want to do.
Yeah.
It requires humility.
Yeah.
So that's a great example how we're still friends to this day.
Yes.
Because I listened.
Yes.
And then I came to him with a solution for his dream.
Yes.
Not me flaunting what I got on my talent, my resume. It was, what do you want? And how can I be of service to make you better, help your dreams come true? And I don't know how many people apply that to any relationship.
That's
you
right.
see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Where you're listening up to the other person.
That's right.
And then you desire to be that solution for them.
Yes.
Right? Where you want to be the solution for them.
Right.
But how much relationships would be so much better if we did apply that.
Well, I think ego gets in the way. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people want everybody to think that they're that person. They're you're the woman, you're the man. And I've always been team. Yeah. I've always brought people in. Always. Every time I've been, if you look at my whole career, I try to bring people along. And the people who did whatever for me, I'm going to let the people know. Yeah. Because Joe Lockett didn't do this by himself. Yeah. What I did by myself, I went to the gym, I learned to speak foreign languages. I do what I do. Yeah. You're not going to take that. As he would say, that's my foundation. Yeah. But this here, this took a lot of people networking, calling, trusting me to do different things and stuff like that. So I appreciate him anytime. And what I love is once my show got to a level where he seen that it didn't work for what he was doing, he still stayed my friend. Because I went into politics. But the conversation went to phone calls. We would talk to each other behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. If a news story would come out, right, he's like, hey, I want to talk to you about this, bro. Well, I've never divulged those conversations we had, but we would talk about certain things behind the scenes, right?
That's
you know what I'm saying? Or he'll see me going through something. He see me going through some stuff in the news one time. He gets, brother, you okay? You good? You know what I'm saying? I was on national news. They were tearing my ass alive, right? They were tearing my ass holy out. They was going at me, right? He said, bro. Woo! I seen your post. I seen all the stuff out there. Yeah. But I give him, and I thank you for this, bro. He said, I just want to call and make sure you're okay. This too shall pass. Right? Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Keep your head up, and stay in there, right? He said, stay locked in, but but I want to tell you publicly, man, thank you for always, number one, being my friend, or being an inspiration to a lot of other people, man. You open up the door for people don't know all the stuff you do, right? And I'm, again, that's their story to tell. But you do so much stuff behind the scenes for so many people. Mm-hmm. And one thing I can say for you, man, and your family, you always answer my phone call, and I appreciate that from you. Yes, but before you get out of here, man, I want to ask you a couple of questions, bro. Okay. All right, about 3 questions. What's your favorite food? Favorite food? Yes, sir.
Probably a salad. Probably an apple walnut salad.
I like seafood. I don't have one specific.
So seafood?
I can't say that.
Okay. If it's one sound that you can't stand, what is it?
Ooh. One sound that I can't stand?
Mm-hmm. You gotta noise the hell out you.
This is interesting.
That's a very interesting question.
Being an artist and being a music maker, that's very interesting.
Honestly, I think no sound.
Ooh, wow.
No sound.
Silence?
Like dead silence. Because I hear so much in my head. Mm-hmm. Even if it's dead silent, like in a very quiet room, I'm singing in my head, I'm hearing a song, I'm seeing an idea.
Wow.
So there was a time in my life that I've never shared where everything was silent. And I was actually depressed. Nobody knew it. It took me a while to realize I was depressed.
Wow.
I didn't hear music. I wasn't excited. And I just turned on the TV to drown out the silence because there was nothing fresh coming. There was no vision. So that was depressing for me. So the sound of nothing is the
How did you come out of that? This is
May
is Mental Health Awareness Month.
I made a plan that my future, that I was going to do this without the one thing I thought I loved the most, which was music. It was 2019. I came into 2020 with no plan for music for the first time in my adult life. And the pandemic hit. And honestly, man, it was one of the best times, notwithstanding all people's losses. So I say that with grace. But for me, not having to gig and work and do music, I finally heard myself. I finally started writing for myself. I finally started singing for myself. I had no plans to do music in 2020. I was done. I had another business plan. I was so tired. And for me, that was depressing because I didn't want to do the shows anymore. I didn't want to keep going through so much stuff to where it's like I felt like I was getting nothing back. Everybody else was having a ball on my back. And just a lot of things that I was doing to move my career along just kept like the doors kept closing. And I said, this dream is too big for me. I'm done with it. And if it happens, it's on you. But I'm gonna do this some other way. And so that's something I haven't shared a lot of because I kept smiling. You see what I'm saying? I kept flashing the dimples.
Right.
Nobody knew that. So for me, when you ask that question, hearing nothing, like hearing nothing, seeing nothing, that was a sound that, I don't ever want to hear.
I don't think we'll never get the answer on this show again.
Never. And that's unexpected.
Very unexpected. Two more questions for you. What's your favorite movie?
Good.
My favorite movie? Yeah. Okay.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
No. It's got to be. It's got to be the Nutty Professor, man. It's got to be the first one.
Yeah.
It's got to be the Nutty.
Last question. If God wouldn't have made you a singer, artist, songwriter, what other career would you want to be?
These are good questions, Joe. I'm impressed.
If I wasn't a singer, what songwriter? Huh?
She's impressed, like I really don't know what I'm doing. I mean, from a former news anchor, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't say that. I just said I'm really impressed.
Honestly, I think if I wasn't an artist, I would still be in sales and marketing. That's something growing up, like what I did for you. Yeah. Is what I dreamed of doing growing up. And I still get to do that in music because writing a song, creating a song is branding and marketing.
Wow.
I love creating concepts. I used to sit in front of commercials. I wouldn't watch the movies. I would watch commercials growing up. I was just fascinated by commercials, still am, advertising. So I studied business and marketing in college. A lot of people don't know that. So my background is in business and marketing.
Didn't know that.
So I'm constantly seeing how to sell something. And so I do a lot of side consulting, be it for artists or other businesses, things I don't advertise, like what we talked about, to where I'm like, how can I see this bigger picture? So brand consulting, marketing, sales. If I wasn't singing, wasn't doing music, I would absolutely be a monster. I would be a monster in brand consulting. Oh, I'd be killing it. No question about it, because I see it. And I do it with songs. Like if you sit and talk to me, I'll see a business idea. I'll see the song.
Whoa.
I just see it. It just pops in my head.
Well, you know something? We gonna talk, but I think we gotta do another song.
Don't put me on the spot.
No. Not on the spot. No, we're gonna talk.
Okay.
Because the Keisa and Joe show.
Okay.
We gotta talk.
Hey, let's do it. So I've been tested and challenged live. See if I can.
It's not a test. It's not even a challenge. Okay, I said we got to talk.
Not
I know he'll
not
knock
for
this
this guy.
Hey, as soon as we finish, here's the concept. Blah 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 blah. Here's the bill. Okay.
No, I appreciate those questions though, because I think for anybody watching and maybe know me from music, you gave me a chance to kind of let them get to know me, the person. You know what I'm saying?
That's what show's all about, man.
Do you do that often? Do you have that opportunity often for people to get to know you?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
I do.
That's good.
I do a lot of work with the Dannon Project, where I speak with people that I feel maybe need me differently than my traditional circles.
That's good.
And so of course when you help work people who may have challenges, it's very private. You see what I'm saying? And so the seeds I sow are more private. And I love that. You know what I mean? To be honest, because you have an opportunity to be to lift people without having to broadcast it. And that's been refreshing for me over the past couple of years. And I do have a program called The Right Life, which is a songwriting program that I do with the Dannon Project as well in other areas where I deal with organizations. And so that's something I'll be sharing a lot of, where it's basically a group therapy model that I've turned into a songwriting program. So it's very, very innovative. We record, we talk, we share. And so from those group discussions, we literally write songs.
Wow.
And it's amazing. It's an amazing program.
That's innovative.
Yeah. So it allows people to open up, share, and then I take all of that and find a theme and write a song and record it.
That's innovative.
So, I do that at the Dannon Project as well as with other organizations that I work with. So, yeah.
What does the future hold for you? As much as you want to share with us, like more of what we've seen, or
well, absolutely. More work, like what I'm discussing,
yeah.
Right Life.
Yeah.
You'll be seeing some
Right
things
Life.
with that. Yeah, WRIT. WRIT. So yeah, that's a big part of my future in terms of spreading the concepts of positive music, especially with young people who feel that the music that they make is a reflection of culture. Mm-hmm. My theory is you're creating the culture. Right. As a writer, you create the culture. The power of life and death is in the tongue.
Yes.
So how can you say that everything you say is a reflection of something you've seen?
Yes.
That's not how it works. Right. You speak it into existence. You don't just repeat it into existence.
And then see it.
You're just right. You don't just reflect what you've seen. You should be changing what you see. And so the challenge in my platform with my program is come as you are, but change intentionally. Freestyle, but no, think and write and decide that killing somebody in a song, even if you've seen someone killed in real life, is not allowed. Right. And maybe in 10 years, maybe in 20 years, killing people, calling women B's and H's in a song would be unheard of because you did something about it today. So don't just say, well, this is what's going on, this is what I've seen. Okay, well, let's change that because guess what? This wasn't always how it was. So the chicken or the egg, I'm not talking. So in my program, that's the underlying mission is to challenge creatives to use their power intentionally and wisely and say, I will change the world. And I've seen it myself through the songs I write, like I said, by myself, never gonna change. These songs, I go into the studio and I write and I say, somebody's gonna hear this and I want them to feel a certain way. I am intentionally making you feel this way. It's powerful as a writer, be it any type of writing, certainly through songs. And so the Right Life is about teaching the younger generation who's caught up in this death trap to where they don't value education, they don't value each other, they don't value anything. And it's very sexy because why? Somebody's singing about it. Yeah. Okay? I don't knock people for what they do, but what I'm going to do is get out here and encourage young people to try something different. And you're not allowed to do that in my place.
So two things before I forget. Have you ever thought about taking this to the city of Birmingham? You don't have to answer. You don't have to answer.
Can I just smile and look at the screen? I thought about everything.
Things take time.
They do.
I'm just gonna smile and look at the screen.
But and then there may be another way that you do that creatively. Okay. Yeah. But I just think about when we have such a culture here that, and don't get me wrong, Art told us this the other week. It's not every child that needs us a rehabilitation along that line. We're not saying that, but we do know that there are some. And I just think it's the sexiness of the writing and the creating, but twisting it. You're insulting. That's not what I meant. Inserting into culture for a change. That's what a creative. Mm-hmm. That's what a creative does. Mm-hmm. That's what the show is. Thank you, because we said all this talk about relationships and you're hard to meet people and there are no good people out there. We've got all these challenges. Y'all, it compelled me to get off of my tail and to say, I like social media, but rather than me giving y'all inspirational sayings and typing inspirational words, no, we come here every Wednesday and we sit down to insert into culture and say, no, we're going to show you all how to connect. We're going to show you all how to overcome some of these relational challenges because we're going to change the narrative. So just two things I thought about as you were saying that, but I love that because these kids are so attracted to music. They're so attracted to being able to write their story.
Yeah, and I'm glad you say that. And I am what I don't do is preach at people. I translate the gospel into digestible.
You sound like me.
I translate it. Yeah. And so everything I do is based in the word in terms of that, but I don't overtly.
That's right.
I do that.
Yeah, I'm saying, I don't do that because they'll reject. Most people will reject the
Absolutely.
I'll tell you this quick story.
Come on.
I was in Chicago and there was a young man who was a rapper, and he said, I've never written a song without. He said, if I'm writing a song and it ain't cool till I pull a B or an S in it. And I said, well, okay, well, go ahead and let us hear one of your raps. And he let it out. I actually have this all documented. I'll be releasing the episode soon. He just let us have it. By the end of that class, and the end of that song, this young man said, I actually believe that I can actually write better songs. And he called me and said, man, you changed my life. He said, I never even thought or considered writing a song that didn't include profanity or vulgarity.
Wow.
Until you said it.
Wow.
He said, now, I may not stop with that, but now I think it's possible.
Yeah.
So, and in the class, I said, don't worry about what's going to happen in your lifetime.
Yeah.
What about what you can change for the next person's lifetime? All you can see is your lifetime. You ain't seeing long enough. You ain't seeing big enough.
Yeah, that's good.
Your song should travel to the next generation. Your vision should impact your grandkids. If you can't think like that, then you will die in somebody else's plan. Okay? And so,
legacy.
Yes.
Legacy.
I listen to music that influences me from people who gave their life for R&B, soul music, inspiration. And I am the product of that. And so I said, hey, in my lifetime, I want to put that out. So that is something new that I'm doing and really putting a lot of my time into. So I appreciate the opportunity to share that.
God.
Hey, y'all make sure anything else, please.
No, I want to say thank you to you all for hanging out here. If you're watching now or the replay, they hung on here with us.
Yes.
So it's powerful to.
Why wouldn't it? He's here.
Oh, come on.
We know who the.
I want to try to learn how to get one. I told him over there I was going to try to learn how to do one thing. Can you give me one note? Can I hit one note? Because I can't sing. No, but I'm saying. But how do you sing? Do you sing from the diaphragm or through the throat? In the show.
You gotta, let's go.
Y'all really don't.
I'm joking because I'm not trying to be a singer. I'm just asking questions. So because he already set me straight with that. Because I said I'm trying to be like he said, no, you're not. I said I'm trying to be. He said, no, you're not. Right? And so I know where that's going. So like I said,
I'm gonna say it like this.
Okay.
I'm not gonna stand with you. I'm not gonna go with you. You're gonna sing on by yourself.
On that note, y'all,
I'm ready.
The Filter Coffee Parlor. We love you guys. See you guys next week. The one and only.
Wait. Can I please play my Can I play just a little snippet of my song?
Oh, play a snippet of your song.
Play a snippet. Wait. Why is it not playing?
To expose yourself.
Yeah. Oh. Come on, y'all. And then it goes on. Oh, Lord. What in the world? I don't know what I'm doing over here.
I think it's a commercial. It's about to get a
Look at it. She was trying to see. That's what happens. I'm going to leave y'all on this. When you got the real thing sitting next to you and you want to
play a video.
You want to play the recorded version of your man and you got the real one sitting next to you.
Hey, why don't you go ahead and say her favorite line for us, friend? Say her favorite line.
I was just jerking.
But we got them sitting right next to him. So
she tried to play the song sitting right here.
You know what? That was God.
I'm just trying to tell you.
Singles out, sir.
I didn't want to ask you to do that, but
why not? It's what I do.
Singles out, sir.
What am I saying?
Whatever you. I guess
what's my favorite? Never in verse from Never Gonna Find.
Said I'm never gonna find a love like yours. So girl, I'm gonna hold on to you. Said I'm never gonna find one to blow my mind. I'm positively, absolutely sure that I'll never find another girl like you.
And on that note, Filter Coffee Parlor, the one and only. Appreciate you, bro.
I'm done. Alvin, bye. I'm done.
Love you, man. All right, y'all. We all have a good one.